And this is why it's completely rational and legitimate for Iran to develop a nuclear weapons program as a means of deterrence against these psychotic forces that are coming to destroy them. Well, just to try to continue with the theme of this discussion about how Trump is being manipulated and moved, the reason that the Iranians won't negotiate, I think the main reason is who's on the other side of the table or down the hallway, since they negotiate through an intermediary in Oman. It's Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. And these are dedicated Zionists who used negotiations to weaken Iran's ability to respond to an Israeli decapitation strike. Steve Witkoff is a guy who carries a pager gifted to him by Benjamin Netanyahu in honor of the pager operation. Jared Kushner, I spoke about him earlier. Kushner was not even supposed to be part of this administration. He simply emerged out of nowhere to lead negotiations and lead the Board of Peace. Steve Witkoff, after the U.S. launched this war with Israel, assassinating Iran's supreme leader and all of its, and as many leaders as possible, and killing many common people in the process, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were putting forward Israeli terms in order to make sure that Iran's red lines were crossed at every point. What sovereign country is going to give up its own navy or give up a ballistic missile program that exists, that's entirely legal under international law? Well, Steve Witkoff went to Trump and said Iran can produce 9 to 12 nuclear bombs within a week because they've reached 60% enrichment. And that got back to the Iranians, and they said, like, this guy doesn't know anything. You can't produce a nuclear weapon at 60%. He's an idiot. So, I mean, you're dealing with ideologically motivated Zionists who are also complete morons who can't even understand the basic technical parameters to even come to a deal. So why would Iran ever go back to the table? The only thing Iran can do at this point is impose an end to the war through force. That's the only language that the Trump administration has demonstrated that it understands. There's another thing happening now, because we're 2 weeks into the war or so. Iran is showing that it can hit back. Just today, the fuel depot at Dubai International Airport was hit. Iran has been able to continue meeting the U.S. and Israel up the escalation ladder. And that's very shocking, especially for someone like Donald Trump, who has just been a target of manipulation and has no capacity for critical thought. Those who want to keep Trump in the war are telling him that all of the images he's seeing of destruction at U.S. bases, for example, the U.S. consulate in Baghdad, U.S. embassy was evacuated this week. All Americans are being evacuated from Iraq. What's going on there? They're getting hit by drones from Iran, from the resistance or outfits inside Iraq. And Donald Trump doesn't believe it. He's being told this is all AI. And he threw a tantrum yesterday on Truth Social and on Air Force One. He screamed at a reporter and said that a major rally of 250,000 people in Tehran after he assassinated Khamenei was fake, that was an AI image. The New York Times has verified the image. I don't need to verify the images. I can see from all my acquaintances and sources in Iran that this is happening every night there. The whole society is mobilized and united against this assault, or much of the society. But Donald Trump doesn't believe any of it. And then Pete Hegseth, this glowering, sociopathic, dry drunk character who should have been fired over Signalgate and managed to stay relevant by bombing fishermen with drones off the coast of Venezuela, is now banning photographers from the Pentagon because he doesn't like the way they make him look. They make him look like he's weary and angry and under pressure. And he threw a temper tantrum at the Pentagon press corps just 2 days ago, screaming at the press. I think one of the bigger stories of the year is that Israel likely tested a nuclear weapon in Dimona in, I think, early February. There was a massive earthquake near the secret nuclear facility in Dimona. That was likely the result of the test of a nuclear bomb. And Israel was sending a message, but also preparing for the worst.
Yeah.
And I think we should consider the possibility that Donald Trump could detonate some form of nuclear weapon or tactical nuclear weapon if he's unable to simply walk away. The Israelis do not want Donald Trump to walk away from this. He's being urged to walk away by many of his advisors, but the Israelis have all this leverage over him. So we should be concerned about whether they'll drop a nuclear weapon. And this is why it's completely rational and legitimate for Iran to develop a nuclear weapons program as a means of deterrence against these psychotic forces that are coming to destroy them.